The Secrets of Disney is brought to you by the Star Quest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit sqpn.com/give.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's there, Mama?
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
How do you do?
How do you do what? Show me the smile.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Very nice. You can sit by me.
Everything's so wonderful.
Come on, get up. Come on, get up.
Where are we going?
Up to Neverland.
You must kiss me.
Excuse me?
Please, princess.
One kiss.
Unless you beg for more.
Hi, I'm Deborah Shaban, and you're listening to The Secrets of Disney, where we talk about everything Disney, from theme parks to movies and shows, and we delve deep into tips, information, and fun discussion as we explore the intersection of pop culture and faith. Today, we're talking about music, and joining me on the panel today are Lisa Hendy. Hello, Lisa.
Hello. I feel like I should sing that.
Hello. And David Henlos.
Hello, I've been told I should not sing that. Do not have the best singing voice.
Yeah, as you can tell, we're going to talk about music today, and we have it's kind of a wide topic. I'm not going to lie, there's a lot we could talk about. But first, there was something in our last episode that we forgot to address, and it actually makes sense to address it today since it's the topic, which is Disney Plus announced recently that Hamilton, the musical, will be coming out on Disney Plus July 3rd. And I think Lisa knows more about that than I do.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this. So everybody knows about Hamilton. I don't think I have to explain about this beautiful Broadway play that's won 11 Tonys and a 2016 Pulitzer Prize for drama. You know, Lin-Manuel Miranda is now part of Disney. But the production on Broadway is different now. Well, right now it's dark, but was different when the original cast said goodbye a few years ago. But shortly before they did that, filmmakers went in and actually captured the original cast. In a production of the play, and that is what will be brought to theaters on July 3rd. Not to theaters, to Disney Plus on July 3rd. And it's really going to be cool because basically, you sometimes wonder, can they really bring a play, to the screen, and what will that look like? But the cool thing is that for anybody who's seen Hamilton, maybe you sat like I did in the cheap seats, which are not all that cheap, so far away. So this brings you right down onto the stage and lets you get a close-up look at the original cast. And for those of us who love Hamilton, it's just really something to look forward to. July 3rd.
July 3rd. Hey, a little other Disney trivia to go with the writer of that musical. So I can never remember I know he has three names, Lin-Manuel
Miranda.
Yep,
That's right. So he also wrote the music for, part of the music for Moana.
Right.
You're welcome. So that was
Yes.
the year he was winning Tonys and Grammys. They thought he was also going to win an Oscar for Best Song. And that didn't happen, but still, he's you know a lot of his music through Disney too. If you like Moana,
yeah, and definitely, I mean, the flavor of Hamilton and the beats. Now, a lot of popular entertainment is impacted by the impact of Hamilton. I will say that if you really want to get something out of Hamilton, spend a couple of days before you watch this actually listening to the music, because the story is told through the music and it's very fast. So you might want to study up, but just a little bit if you've never listened to it. It's fabulous.
I'll be honest. I when you live in Nebraska, I know Hamilton came here, I think a year or two ago to Omaha, closer to David.
It did. I missed it.
And I'm kind of I don't think I can afford the cheap seats column. So that's what happened to me is I'm like, well, I'll have to wait until 10 years from now when I can actually afford to see that.
I'll say I was so drawn to it immediately because my son was living in New York at the time, but I couldn't go see it. But I listened to the soundtrack, and really you come to know the story through the soundtrack. So, get it on Spotify or iTunes or whatever, and just listen to the soundtrack and you will know the story. I mean, you'll have to listen to it a few times before you get it. It's very quick, but it's just really compelling. Some amazing music.
I know you said everybody knows about it, but actually I don't. Could you give me a brief synopsis?
Yeah. So, I mean, essentially it's the story of Alexander Hamilton told in rap by a very ethnically diverse cast of characters. So, the cast that I saw, there was a Korean actor playing the bad guy. And then Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda, I think is from Puerto Rico, maybe? I'm not exactly
believe
positive.
So, yes.
Yeah.
But just all different ethnicities. Our George Washington was a tall African-American man. And, the characters are just singing the story. And it's the story of Hamilton's coming to America and then his transcendence into power and the end of his not so happy ending of his story. So yeah, just really, I mean, it's a slice of American history told, in musical form with amazing dancing. And really, if all you do is listen to the music, you will have a history lesson. It really is very wonderful.
Oh, well, I'm
You've
looking
heard
forward
of
to
Alexander Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It hasn't been that long since high school history.
So I still haven't.
Well,
I mean, I haven't. Honestly, I haven't seen it either. A number of my friends have spoiled a lot of things for me, so I've been trying to hold back.
Yeah, I will say it's one of the things. My sister saw it for the first time without having heard any of the music before she went, and she came out of it going, I'm not really sure, what I just experienced. But so if you're going to go see it, or if you want to watch the show and kind of really get a lot out of it, just spend some time listening to the music or look it up on Wikipedia or something, so you have a little bit of a backdrop, because it's R&B, it's hip hop, it's non-traditional music telling this traditional American story. And I mean, it's modern opera, really, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I think that's a Friday night, so everybody can, since most of the 4th of July this year is on the canceled side, it'll be nice to have something to look forward to.
Different type. I'd say there's only one firework, but there's. But I'm ching.
Speaking of Disney Plus and musicals, I know I probably mentioned this in the last episode, but this last week I finally finished, I think, all of the episodes of Encore on Disney Plus. Did we talk about that?
Yes, I'm the one who told you to watch it. Do you remember?
Oh, it was great.
On this very podcast.
Exactly. And I finally watched I watched all the episodes, and I thought it was fantastic. And it kind of fits into what we're talking about. So if you like musicals and you have Disney Plus, go watch Encore. It's very charming. It's about, Lisa had talked about it earlier in a couple different episodes.
Basically high school reunions of the High School Musical, right?
Yeah, and they get in some points they revise their original roles, 20, 30 years later, 40 years later. Like the one that was done in 1975, which is the year I was born, Anything Goes. That one was charming. I really loved that one. Because, most of those people are retired and have grandchildren or 60 years old or, up to that age. So it was really cute to see that. Anyway.
Yeah, it's really a great series.
Yeah. So if you're really looking for something musical to watch, there's a couple of things. Disney has a couple of things that will get this genre started, which is the other thing that I also watched twice this week, and it was more of an accident that I watched it twice, is the Disney Family Sing-Along. Have you seen that yet? Anybody watch that?
I have not seen it yet. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's actually on ABC, and then they have, I think the last episode they've done 2, is also on Disney Plus. But and they've been rerunning the last episode too on ABC, like on Sundays or Fridays or whatever. But it's really cute. So last week they started the the Disney sing along. So basically, they've given some of your Hollywood people that you might know their song to sing, and they get to do it kind of Zoom style, and with lots of musical production value to it too. I'm like, wow, they really spruced up that living room. So there's and they also incorporate Dancing with the Stars in it. So the two of the ballroom dancers that we know throughout all these episodes of Dancing with the Stars, two of the Juliana Hough and Derek, and I can't remember what his last name is. They do some dance numbers too that are really quite amazing. So it's not just singing; there's some singing and dancing. But last week, the episode 2 started out with Kermit the Frog. If you don't know that Disney bought the rights to the Muppets a long time ago, we have Kermit the Frog started it out with the Muppet Show theme, which was awesome.
Which they don't use those rights nearly enough.
No.
But anyway.
No. It's and really one of my favorite Disney-owned things right now is the Muppets. But they have they did Olaf, which is played by Josh, and I can never remember his last name.
Josh Gad.
Gad, thank you. It starts with a G. He did This Wall Makes Sense When You're Older. It was really cute. And so they'll do like a live shot of him, and then they'll cut away to the Frozen version of Olaf. So it'll be kind of simultaneous. So it's fun. It's kind of like you get to see that part of the movie, but you also get to see the person who sang Olaf's part singing it. So it's really cute, and that's a cute song anyway. And then they did the grand finale. Apparently, was the Mary Poppins kind of mix up where they did Step in Time and Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, that's so fun.
And that Step in Time was the Dancing with the Stars, so it was a dance number. And then the Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious was the sing-along part. And then they mashed it up. It was really, really cute. If you get a chance, I highly recommend you go do that and sing along to it and have your kids sing along to it and all that. So I'm going to ask right now, what's your favorite song to sing along to? What's your favorite Disney song?
Oh, boy. It just straight up like any kind of song? Or are we going to go through our
do we want to go through? Okay, we can categorize them.
Go ahead with categories.
What do you want to start with first? Movies?
Yeah, let's do movies first.
Okay.
Are you ready for the categories, David?
No, but let's do it anyway. This will be interesting.
Well, maybe you should tell Deborah, first of all, what are the 3 categories?
I believe we decided favorite movie song.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And then this one's a little hard for David, but maybe he might be able to participate. Favorite ride song.
Mm-hmm.
And
Rhyme
then,
song?
Yeah, song from a ride. Yeah, like I said, that's going to be a little harder. And then favorite music in the parks. Again, David, I know this will be kind of like, okay. Because I know you haven't been there yet. But maybe as we were talking, you might be like, oh, I know that song.
So also, David, you could just say your favorite songs that don't have anything to do with Disney during those sections of the podcast.
There you
go. Your favorite, 90s heavy metal song. Or something like that.
Your favorite power ballad.
There you
go. So movies are first up.
I miss the hair more than the songs.
So you have time to Google while Deborah and I talk about our favorite movie songs until we go to you.
Right?
On it.
So I'll let you start, Lisa, because I have to, I have 4 or 5, so go ahead.
Yeah, so I was really back and forth on a couple, but the one that's really in my heart lately is Remember Me from Coco.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I just love Coco so much, and I'm going through kind of a challenging time with my parents right now. And so that's a song that's just brought me a lot of solace. And it's an interesting song for a Disney movie because it's a love song, but it's really about family love, not, not like a princess, longing for her prince to come and save her or whatever. It's really about the love of family members for one another. So I got to go Remember Me from Coco.
Nice.
That now that you bring that up, and I know we've talked about Coco on several different SQPN podcasts, but you're right. There's not a lot about romantic love in there. It's all about familiar love, which is kind of refreshing when you think about it. It's really neat.
Yeah, it's interesting. The song, I mean, the song as sung, kind of sung by the famous singer who sings it is a love ballad, but really I love the performance of it. That's really, the family oriented one. So, and it's reclaimed by the end of the movie. So
before we move on from Coco, because I love that movie. If you have the bonus like DVD or Blu-ray or the bonus material for that particular CD, there is a special section on there that talks about just the music of how they made the music for Coco. And they literally went through all of Mexico looking for every type of folk music that is portrayed in Mexico, and brought those instruments and those people into the studios to kind of get a little piece of their music and to work with them. So that you have you of course have mariachi, but you will have several different types of folk music going on, throughout the movie, and different instruments that Mexican music is known for. And it's kind of a tearjerker little mini documentary on there. It made me kind of tear up. Because it was full of when they start talking about how important that part of the movie is to them, and how it's so much part of their culture and their identity. It's kind of one of those nostalgia kind of tear jerking moments of you really see how much this music matters and how much thought was put into the music.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So if you have the DVD, Blu-ray combination, whatever, go check out the bonus on that. It's entertaining.
I'm gonna have to.
So what's your pick, Deborah?
Actually, one of it's so hard. This category is so hard for me. I really did enjoy the music for Moana. This song where she sings at the very end, where she's singing to her, she's about to give up, and her grandma comes to visit her, and I can't even remember the name of the song. But it's I want to say it's I Am Moana, but I don't know. I could listen to that on
Moana song.
I could listen to that for on repeat. When Tangled first came out, and I saw it in the theater, and it might have been just because of the combination of the lantern scene on a big screen and the music. I audibly gasped at the scene. I was like, because it was so, with the music, it was so beautiful. So when they sing, At Last I See the Light.
Oh.
And I always love that song too. I have, a very large Disney music collection, or I did one on DVD, not DVD, CD, back in the 90s, CD. And one of my other favorites. Yeah. One of my other favorites is Candle on the Water from Pete's Dragon.
Oh, I love that song.
I know, right? Some good nostalgia there. And to be honest, I don't know if I've ever seen Pete's Dragon in its entirety. I've only probably seen clips of it, because it was one of those 70s, half live action with some animated sequences, put in there. And I know it's on Disney Plus, so I'll probably have to go watch it now. Yeah,
me too. I just love that song, though.
But those are
Helen Reddy, right?
Oh, yeah. Right? And
1977.
Oh, is it?
It actually won, or was nominated for Best Original Song in 1977, and Helen Reddy sang it.
Oh. Beautiful. Because there's been a lot of Disney songs that have won Best Song or been nominated for Best Song. And every year it seems like there's another Disney song movie, whether it's Frozen. And I love the music that comes out of Disney so much that I usually wear it out. I usually get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I can stop listening to that.
Yeah, I can't listen to that anymore.
Yeah. Right. One of the ones that I promise this will maybe be the last one, maybe, is Go the Distance from Hercules.
Oh, yes. That's a great song too.
Because it's one of those anthem songs where it's if you're having a bad day, you listen to that song and it kind of just pumps you up. Anyway, I will stop.
So has David had a long enough time now to go to any song from a movie?
Well, I'm actually, I had one in mind after we started the second Deborah was talking about the Muppets, because I mean, Coco is real close to our family's heart because my wife is of Mexican descent, so we love that. I mean, I love the movie already, but yeah, my brother-in-law has a mariachi band. It's so it strikes a lot of chords for us, no pun intended. But you said Muppets, that one of the very I love that Rainbow Connection one from the Muppet movie.
Oh, I love that song too.
I could listen to that one every day still.
Hey, David.
Mm-hmm.
So, I used to joke about this. So this is me I'm sorry, all the listeners that have to listen to me be nostalgic about my old Disney jobs. But I used to, when I was in security at Disney Hollywood Studios, part of my, I worked graveyard shift, so I worked 11 to 7. And part of my area, the place that I was responsible for, was Muppet Courtyard. And I picked that on purpose, by the way, because I wanted to go stand in the queue line and listen to Muppet music for a little part of my night, if they left the background music on. But I used to love to go into the queue line and listen to, they would play Rainbow Connection, they'd play Moving Right Along, and all the Muppet movie stuff.
Moving right along, we've got the life on the highway. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Your way is my way. Yep.
Trust my navigation. Yep.
So the Muppets, even though a lot of people don't think of those still as technically Disney ones, love those. And even just some of the Sesame Street things I listen to with my kids, those things still strike a chord with me, because I watch, a lot of the things that I played as a kid with Sesame Street, those old songs, they still love them. So I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, there's a couple. I still get the feels with some of those. I'll be honest. Like, I still burst out in the song about elves. Linoleum. Yeah. So I'm all about the Muppet, especially the Sesame Street stuff.
This I don't know if this counts at all, because this is one of those, is this really a Disney film or not kind of a thing. But the same studio, they're owned by Disney. A studio owned by Disney is releasing West Side Story again.
Oh,
I am totally down for that, if we can call that a Disney movie. They're releasing that in this year still sometime.
Disney redid, as part of their Wonderful World of Disney, like their Sunday night, when they used to do their Sunday night thing. And this was back about 10-15 years ago. They redid 2 musicals that I really loved their remakes. One was The Music Man, and it had Matthew Broderick played the Music Man, and it was I love it. Like, that's one of my favorite musicals, with him as the Music Man, because he's Matthew Broderick is awesome.
Oh yeah.
And then Christian Chenoweth. I don't know if I'm saying her name right.
Chenoweth?
Chenoweth, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, she plays Marion, the librarian.
Oh, that's great.
And I think that might actually be on Disney Plus too, because the other Disney remake that I remember, they took Annie and remade it around the same time. And it's on Disney Plus, I know that. But, once they remake the musical a la Disney, they kind of, it's theirs. So I'm sure West Side Story will be theirs once they remake it, the Disney version.
As I'll be quoting that heavily when that comes up. So
yeah. All right. So that's our favorite. You'll have to write us and tell us, and at the end of this program, I'll definitely tell you how to get a hold of us, because we want to know your favorite Disney song. And before we move on to the next category, when we were planning for the show today, I sent David and Lisa another little Oh My Disney quiz, and also I think a BuzzFeed quiz, where it was like, what Disney song should be your theme song? And then there was a BuzzFeed version, or How Stuff Works, I guess. So which Disney song is your song? And for both those different quizzes, I got the same song, which is not part of your world. That's Little Mermaid. Aladdin's
A Whole New World.
Yes, thank you. I'm like, I can show you the world. Yes,
Mhm.
A Whole New World. And because probably because I checked off the adventurous box. Like, oh, okay. I know. I don't know if you all had time to take that quiz. I like to take these little childish quizzes, I guess.
I did take I did take one of them, and I think this may have been slightly quarantine related, just because a lot of the questions, like what would you do, and a lot of the options were hang out with friends, because I don't get to do that now. So so my song is You've Got a Friend in Me. So apparently I sounded very lonely.
Oh, that's so awesome. That's a great song.
I don't know if, Lisa, you took that or not.
I didn't take the quiz. I did not take the quiz. So I need to. I'll report back.
If you had to pick a song that was like Lisa's song, other than Coco, is there like a Lisa theme song you could pick?
Gosh, that's a toughie. I'm going to have to think about that and report back.
Okay.
I'm not thinking of anything like that's immediately striking me, but I probably should. I wish I could say it was Hakuna Matata. I'd love to be more that way, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not a Hakuna Matata person. I need to be, but I tend to, I love traveling. And so A Whole New World, like, kind of is, it speaks to my heart a little bit in that respect, because I'm such a like vagabond gypsy person who loves to go all over the place. But I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
There's another song that I think if I asked the same question to myself, it's not A Whole New World. It would be Just Around the River Bend from Pocahontas.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, she's looking around for her next adventure and listening to what the wind is telling her where she should go. So I love that song.
Yeah, I also really like Reflection from Mulan is another really great song.
Oh,
so that's a good one.
Oh, we could sit here all night and talk about really good songs.
Yeah.
I like that Mulan from that Man Out of You song is just hilarious, and the fact that how ridiculous it is. They don't
that that song I think gets more play in a sense out of that whole movie than anything. Is that a lot of people use it as a weird pop culture joke.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like they're playing the background music of Be a Man as the guys are dressing up in drag, and
Yeah, that's a good movie. I love that movie. All right, so next one, sorry, David. It is favorite ride song. Lisa, you have a favorite ride song?
Yeah, so it was funny. My son and daughter-in-law are here visiting with us, and they love Disney, and so we were just discussing this, and my son started to say It's a Small World, which I was just like, oh, please no. And then I thought definitely Country Bear Jamboree, but what we really eventually came down to was Carousel of Progress. I just love that song. So it's a Brave New Beautiful Tomorrow. I love that song. And I said, how can it be Small World? That's like such an earworm. It's just like the same thing over. And he goes, Mom, so is Carousel of Progress. But I really like that song. So
if you're not familiar with that song, so one of Walt's favorite things that before he died, one of his favorite attractions he helped design was the Carousel of Progress, which was for the 1964 World's Fair. He designed its Small World and Carousel of Progress for that. And then after it was done, he transferred them to Disneyland. But Carousel of Progress, if you're not familiar with that ride, well, it is a ride. It's a stage show. It's the longest running stage show in, I want to say ever, but with continuously performance. That's not a good sentence, but there we go. But it's about man's traveling through technology starting from the 19th century on to now. So it's like 4 seasons and 4 advances in technology. And so it starts out in the turn of the century, 19th century, 1900s, where it's like, the Model A car, you can hear it outside, and, the electricity is, barely existent, and they don't have air conditioning, and it's great.
The funny thing about the Carousel of Progress is that the advanced, like the modern world is now is now very antiquated. It's sort of like a retro, like 1990s modern world kind of thing. And we don't have Carousel of Progress in California anymore. It's just at Disney World, but it's just a great song. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Look it up.
Look it up.
I've never heard it. It's catchy.
It's actually that's actually, I think, listed under there's the 5 catchiest ride songs.
Oh, well, There you go. I have good taste.
And that one, I actually have a T-shirt that says "There's a great big beautiful tomorrow" on it that I I wear to the parks.
Yeah, it's number 4 on their list.
Oh, well, don't reveal number 1 until Deborah says what her pick was. What was your pick?
I won't.
Actually, this is terrible, but I don't like any of the ones that are probably on the list except for "It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow," because I've heard them too many times. Like, I bet number 1 is "Yo Ho, Yo Ho, Pirate's Life for Me." Am I correct?
Number 3, actually. Wait, no, it's number 2. That's number 2.
Okay, is number 1 "It's a Small World"?
Of course. Even I knew that, and I've never been there.
We're all like grown.
Yeah, just because I have too many weird stories. So this is one of those weird Disney cast member story things that every year Disney cast members have a fundraiser, like how you have a bike-a-thon or a walk-a-thon. Mm-hmm. Disney has a ride-a-thon for the cast members where they shut down Fantasyland in Magic Kingdom, and it's usually in January. And you get pledges for how many times you can ride the Fantasyland attractions, and everybody will do like "It's a Small World." How many times can you ride "It's a Small World" before you're about to jump out of the boat?
You begin to lose your mind.
It's one of those. It's very notorious with the cast members. Let's see. If I had to pick one, it would be an old school one that wouldn't be here right now. It would be from Epcot. It would probably be Horizons or the old Imagination ride. Is Imagination on that list? Journey into Your Imagination.
Actually, no. It's only 5. This is just 5 catchy songs from Orlando. So I think we've.
Okay, tell me. We got number 1 and number 2 and number 4. What's number 3?
Hey Ho.
Pirate's Life for Me.
Hey, what? No. Hey Ho, the Lovable Dwarfs from this is the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh yeah. Hi ho.
Two was Yo Ho. Yeah, Hi Ho, not Hey Ho. Hi Ho.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
Number 5 is actually from. Yeah, they're not actually allowed to show this movie anymore. Number 5 is Zippity Doo Dah.
Oh yes, but that's part of Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though you're not allowed to see the real the Song of the South because it was deemed too racially controversial, you can actually see pieces of it in both Disneyland and Disney World and Splash Mountain.
In some fairness, yeah. Catchy song though. No, not contesting that.
No, it's a great song. But and then I guess that's a movie song. Never mind. Before we get stuck on movie songs, so one of my favorite things to do lately, and I highly recommend this if you have to work from home, is if you're listening, some people like to listen to music or watch TV while they're working. So I have stumbled upon Disney background music loops. Mm-hmm. So I've been listening to a lot of background music from the park. I guess that's our third category is favorite music in the parks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what yours is, but I have one.
Oh, good. Because my first one started out actually as a queue line for an attraction. And this is something I was working on last year. This time I was working on a podcast about Tower of Terror. And they have a 1930s soundtrack loop in their lobby that's really kind of fun to listen to. And I got stuck listening to that on loop. Not stuck because I really enjoy it. I listen to it on purpose. And then I love, and this is my newest background music love, is actually something I haven't been to yet. It's in California. So as I was collecting all my background loops for my YouTube channel, so I could play them as I work, There's one for the Tropical Hideaway, which is only in Disneyland in California, and it is like a fast food restaurant. But they have this kind of 1940s and 50s kind of kitschy music, and I find it very relaxing.
Are you talking about the Tiki Room?
It's next to the Tiki Room. It's where they have the Dole Whips and the...
Oh, yeah, right outside
it's
of there.
It's a brand new
interesting
area. Yeah.
I don't think I've really paid attention to that music. I'll have to pay attention to it.
Well, and they have a daytime loop and a nighttime loop. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So when I go to Disneyland in California, I will definitely want to go stop by and get a Dole Whip and a pot stickers, apparently, is what they serve there.
Yeah, they are quite yummy. I can vouch for those.
So what do you like? What's your favorite?
I mean, my son Adam, my younger son, is a professional musician, and he and I love, when we go to the parks, our thing to do is go listen to music. And one of our favorite things that's a must see, and we usually see them 2 or 3 times a day, is the All-American College Band, the marching band.
Oh, yeah.
And basically it is a marching band. It's a small ensemble, usually like maybe 20 at the most, if even that. And they come from all over the country, and they play Disney songs, but they do basically marching band arrangements of them, and including like formations. And it's just like, they're so filled with energy, and they just put so much into every show. And so it's really fun because it's like, it's just stand around, enjoy their energy because they look like they're having such a great time. And then a close second is the Dapper Dans, which I don't know if they have them at Disney World, but they're,
yes, they do.
4-part harmony, barbershop quartet, and super awesome. And last but not least, the jazz, jazz group that plays in New Orleans Square. I always love to hear them too.
That's very unique, actually, because we don't have that in Florida. Because New Orleans Square is specific to California.
Yeah. So you have to go listen to them, and they're usually kind of down a little alley, and it's really fun because they often like hand out Mardi Gras beads and stuff if you seem like you're really into the music, and they're just fun. And you can just tell these people are just amazing musicians.
If you ever go to Epcot in Florida, I believe it or not, right before we decided to record this tonight, was watching like this fan video. I like to watch the vloggers about Disney, and she was talking about Epcot and mistakes you make if you go to Epcot, and one of them is not to stop and listen to the music, and especially in Epcot, because every country has like its own version of, I guess, street entertainment. And one of my favorites, and it's kind of like the Dapper Dans in a sense to me, it's the Voices of Liberty, which is it's an a cappella group, and they do mostly Americana, like patriotic Americana. So they'll do like Oh Susanna and My Country 'Tis of Thee, and it's amazing a cappella. It's like the most pitch perfect, spot on harmony you've ever heard in your life. They were amazing. So those my
David,
favorite.
you know what you're going to be watching on YouTube tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's interesting if you've ever gone to walk around and just listen to the music around Walt Disney World or Disneyland. They're really quite phenomenal musicians, just amazing. Another one I used to listen to, and she doesn't work there anymore, but this woman in China used to play what she'd call the yan zither, which is kind of a harpsichord. But it's a very Chinese instrument, and it was just amazing to listen to her pluck that.
Yeah, I really also like those drummers at Epcot and they're like Japanese drummers. Yeah. They're really great.
They ended their contract. I hope they bring them back. But yeah, they that was one of the victims of the pandemic.
Oh,
yeah, but they were very popular.
Better times.
Yeah, they were very popular, so they might bring them back. You never know. But anyway, that's what our favorite music. Is there a song before we go on to the last thing on my list here? Is there a song that you can't stand from Disney? Because it's like kind of when we hit It's a Small World, but I think Lisa and I both internally cringed.
Yeah. I can appreciate it for the fact that it's something I want my kids to know, but I can't listen to myself anymore at all. Same.
I'll say I'm not overly fond of Grim Grin and Ghosts from the Haunted Mansion is not one of my favorite songs. So
yeah, I hear that.
Well, I don't know if it's as cringy as Small World though.
Right. And like all of those songs other than It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, they all kind of gave me a little bit of mostly because I've heard them way too many times. When you're a cast member, sometimes there are songs that you're just like, oh, I can't listen to this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, though, that I will gleefully run into Small World as soon as the parks open. So. And I always sing.
So this is going to amaze David, who is a Star Wars fan. But the one thing that, during Star Wars weekend, which is usually this time of year at Disney Hollywood Studios, they would change their background music to Star Wars music. And I can tell you for a fact that 8 hours of that in a day, every day for a month, that's a little too much. It's overkill. It's almost cringeworthy because it's such a short loop that you hear it over and over and over and over again. And it's such a dynamic music. It's not something that blends into the background very well. It's that it's something you notice and you get really sick of it after a while. And same with Christmas music, by the way.
Answers the question of what does it take people to turn to the dark side? That'll do it. Yep.
It's the song that Jar Jar Binks, because it's the same from the same movie of Jar Jar Binks. It's some sort of merch thing, and
all of a sudden
I can totally. Every time that would come on, I could totally see Jar Jar Binks, and I'd be like, "Oh, stop it! Stop the madness!"
Pretty much.
So yeah, and I got tired of Toy Story soundtrack because I used to work in Pizza Planet for 5 years, and that was also like 5 songs they would play over and over and over and over again all day long.
Oh, So we had there's a grocery store near here that wasn't that cringeworthy, but there was for about a month and a half. Somehow it got stuck. It would play the same 1080s songs over and over again. I love the staff there to death. They just look more and more weary every day.
Oh well.
You can only spin right round, baby, right round so often.
Well, we hope that we have stirred your imagination and you tell us what your favorite songs are. Of course, we'd like to take a moment to thank our patrons who make this possible for us to create The Secrets of Disney. And their generous donations at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to continue The Secrets of Disney and all of the StarQuest shows. You can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. And be sure to subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or on the SQPN YouTube channel. And to find previous episodes of The Secrets of Disney and to send feedback, you can visit us at sqpn.com/Disney. You can email us your favorite song, your favorite ride, your questions to Disney@sqpn.com, or follow StarQuest on social media at facebook.com/StarQuestMedia. Of course, we're on Twitter as well at SQPN. And we'll be back next time. We're going to be discussing summer. Yay! So we'll be bringing you summery topics, and maybe even talk about water parks and water sports. I don't know if we've done that before, but we'll talk about that. Until then, David Hanlos, thank you for joining us on The Secrets of Disney.
Thank you.
And Lisa Hendy, thank you as well.
Thank you.
And once again, I'm Deborah Shaven. Thank you for listening to The Secrets of Disney on StarQuest. And ta-ta for now.